This has nothing to do with restaurants whatsoever. So, but this is like when you guys got the notes and it said Will rant. I saw something today, the other day that if you go shopping and you have your mask on, you're doing fine, whatever, and you take your shopping cart back to where the shopping carts go and you leave it at the fucking opening of it instead of putting it all the way through, you need to go to the hospital, to a COVID unit, and open mouth kiss a fucking doorknob, because you are the worst fucking person there is. All right, you don't get credit for almost doing something right. You're a fucking asshole. I think that you
it's worse than just leaving it at your car.
Exactly. Like, those people are gone. Like, we can't save those people. But the people that take it to the fucking beginning of the goddamn opening and don't push it all the way through so these 16-year-old kids can come out and get it and organize it for them, go fuck yourself, Karen. Anyway, let's kick into it. This is Insightful episode 4. Matt, we have our first guest. This is awesome. So I had things planned, like I have like an editing software that I think that I can, like, in a world, like I was trying to like do like a like a slow intro to our first guest.
Video voiceover, like from a movie.
Yeah. Just be like, in a world where restaurants reign supreme, there was one woman. That woman.
Gotta watch what you say there.
I know. That woman is Toni Brue. Toni Brue is our very first guest on this podcast. Toni.
Yo.
Brave woman.
That's all
Shalom.
she has to say.
Hello.
Hello. We are also doing this new thing. We have a new app that we're recording through, so it should sound way better for the dozens of people that download this on day one. You know what I mean? Toni, we've known Toni. Well, Turner and Toni have known each other longer than I've known Toni. But Toni was actually my wife's roommate back in the day. That's how I know Toni.
She's been everybody's roommate.
Everybody's roommate. Yeah.
Well,
she moved in with Tyler and I for like 3 months in the summer.
That's right. I forgot when you guys worked at the steak place.
I paid to live there with beer and Taco Bell for a whole summer. I kept them drunk and full, and that's all that they needed from me.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have to drive anywhere. So
that's true, yeah. Toni, we do a little bit of, I don't know if you've heard any of the podcasts, but we like to drink during these. So we'll start. Matt will teach you. Matt, what are you drinking, sir, today?
The first thing I have is from Black Rocks Brewery. It's in Marquette, Michigan.
Okay.
It's only the second time I've had this. It's really good. It's an IPA.
What's it called?
Nothing really special about it.
This is a basic bitch IPA.
My Kiss IPA. It's a cool looking can.
Like,
I got it as a gift
from
my sister and my brother-in-law. It's delicious.
Gotcha.
Toni, what are you drinking? You feel so great.
No, what's Toni drinking?
I am drinking, it is called Gin, Apple, and Cucumber Cocktail by Two Chicks. And it's, I guess, a sparkling apple gimlet. It comes in a can, 4-pack.
No shit.
But these girls,
fancy.
I like met their rep at like a wine show or something, and I think I love them.
Cool.
If it's possible to love them, I love them.
Well, I think it's possible to love anybody that gives you alcohol. I mean,
show the can.
Yeah,
she showed. Here, show it again. Let's see.
I just didn't see it. Okay,
It's
cool. Because Charity likes that stuff, so I might.
Yeah, and the packaging, sweet. Like, they knew what they were doing to capture definitely my age group. You know what I mean?
So Uncle Will hit it a little hard last night, and I America'd all over the place. So I am drinking water and Powerade.
No way.
I'm drinking water and Powerade.
Blue Powerade?
Wait, you mean to tell me I get here
awesome.
and you're gonna drink water?
I know what kind of lightweight shit.
If I drank a sip
well, happy 4th of July.
Right now, I would throw up. Yeah, what did you guys do? How'd your 4ths go?
I drank
just hung out at the house.
Yeah. The 3rd we partied hard. And then yesterday I just chilled and swam. Good day.
See, I feel like that's the thing is that everybody goes hard the day before, especially because it was on a Saturday, and obviously with COVID, it was a lot different this year. But
Yes.
we went hard on Thursday.
Yeah, there was no
'cause-
fireworks displays at
Yeah, did
all,
you
but
guys-
the
did you
neighborhood
guys-
was just
that's
lit
a-
up. Like we sat in the front yard.
And was it just?
Everywhere.
Did you see there was like a helicopter over LA? And
Yes.
it's like all the illegal
Mhm.
fireworks. Did you see that?
Looked amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
See,
It
we
looked really
still
cool.
we still had fireworks displays in Youngstown. Like the suburbs, a few of them still did the fireworks, but you had to stay in your car and you had to pay per car load.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which is that makes
Kinda
sense.
cool.
I mean, I think it's going to be funny that like I used to go to drive-ins all the time as a kid, and now that's coming back 100%.
That's what there is to do.
They're
now.
doing concerts and all kinds of stuff now at drive-ins.
Fucking lit. I will just take all the microwave popcorn. I ain't paying no $5 for your bullshit.
It's for the
Fuck
butter.
that.
You pay $5 for the butter.
You can buy the little packets of butter in the Orenville Redenbacher packs now. Actually, you could just
Yeah.
buy like a fucking Orenville Redenbacher like thing.
It's not even butter. Okay, let's debunk something right now. That's not butter. That's soy oil and seasoning. No
It still
butter in
tastes
that shit.
garbage.
I don't care what it
for
is,
you.
Matt. It tastes fucking delicious. Like, so it doesn't matter. It
It
tastes
does taste
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
It runs through you like a goddamn
I mean,
mudslide. 'Cause
I
there's-
don't need to. That's disgusting.
Wait,
But
real
also,
quick,
yes,
of things
it's
tasting
everybody.
good. I quit smoking and I can taste food again. So that is
really?
the
Nice.
excitement. Yes, yes. Yeah.
I'm going.
the
Huge
only smoker
difference.
left.
Yeah, my man. It's time.
Oh, you quit a while ago, didn't you?
I smoked like 19
I still work in a
cigarettes last
restaurant,
night.
and you two don't. So I have to keep smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, I smoked about 19 cigarettes last night, and that's another reason why I'm drinking this water.
I'm telling you, makes the hangovers. Not smoking cigs makes me less hungover. As terrible or crazy or wild as that sounds.
No, it makes
makes
sense. It makes sense
Mhm.
because it's absolutely garbage for you.
Yeah,
We're
so
already
bad.
off the rails, but I love it. I
No,
also-
we're not even close to topics, but that's okay.
Well, no,
Need
fine.
Tony's backstory.
I feel like we haven't talked to Tony in absolutely forever, and so I'm like just super jazzed about.
Well, let's
that.
think. But the last time the three of us were sitting down having a conversation was probably at least 5 years ago.
Easily.
Like
Like
at
I've
one
seen
time.
Yeah,
I met Porter without you, Turner. Like, and I
Yeah,
saw
most
Jeremy
people
that
have.
day. So I haven't seen you in like, it's been at
I
least
think there's
5
a
years.
picture of us at O'Shea's from like at least 5 years ago.
Yeah, but this year's the year of weddings. I will be in Toledo. I'm an ordained minister. I'll be marrying some of our friends. I will be
oh,
there.
that's
pretty
right. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go
Cor-
into a little bit of Tony, your background. You can leave out what's going on now,
No.
but
Yeah, everything's good. Like I worked at the steak place with them for 6 years. I was the first steak place employee when I was 18 as a host, and then
You roped
somehow
us
me-
in.
you
Yeah,
did.
my
You roped
sister and I
everybody in.
roped you guys in, and then I left there. I moved. I worked at a few different locations, one in Youngstown, one in Toledo, one in Sandusky, then came back to Youngstown, and then I got recruited by another steak place that Turner went on to work for.
You can say it. I've already talked
Yeah,
shit about
I
them.
worked for Texas Roadhouse after
You liked
that.
them though.
I drank the Kool-Aid. Like
I bet you
I
did.
and then I
You're
helped
a roadie.
Yeah, I helped open stores for them. I got relocated to Erie, Pennsylvania, and that was where my road ended with them because that was nuts. And then I came back. I worked for a food distributor selling food for a while. And then I found a restaurant that was one of my customers, fell in love with them, still love them. And it was like, all right, let's do this. But right now, just because COVID, I'm not really, my job's not there right now. So I
enough.
am, it's probably been 3 or 4 weeks now I've been laid off. Yeah.
It is quite a while actually.
I mean, listen, it's summer. I'm okay. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
you-
like,
so
I'm gonna
people-
Wait, I want to ask you about that other steak place, the other one that you liked. What do you think
Yeah.
about the guy that is the owner?
you know,
You love him?
I met him once. He seemed
Not
cool.
that we shouldn't say his name.
But I don't know. I feel like they grew way too fast. That they stopped. When I first started, the things that their managers got and what they get now is completely different. Like It was
Right.
all about the managers taking care of us so that we would take care of the staff. And then all of a sudden it just became numbers. And I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
where'd the fun
Yep.
go? And that's
And
when
I was
my
actually
heart
not with
wasn't
them,
there.
but with a branch of them. So
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I know if anybody works for that company, they'll easily figure out who we're talking about. I can't stand that place. I really think that's a cult. They grow people like a cult in there. Like you just said, I drank the Kool-Aid without even being
That's
prompted.
because we openly said that, you know?
Yeah. I think that
Get them in young and make them
get them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think any culture is important, and I think if it comes to the part where it gets toxic, and I think that place started off the right direction, but then became toxic, and then obviously,
absolutely,
you know, I don't run a $1 million business, or $1 billion business, but I wouldn't.
Or $1 billion business.
I wouldn't do what these. I wouldn't do what these fuckers did.
You don't run businesses.
Yeah.
Right now we sit on couches, Will. That's what we do for a living right now, okay?
We have this podcast. This podcast it's completely taking off. We're in India right now, by the way. I don't know why I did that. But
India? Damn.
Yeah,
what did we have last time? Like we had 156 downloads.
Something that's pretty good like that now. Thank you everybody for listening, because it seems like people are more and more commenting on it. I'm getting a lot of texts like, you know, like, hey, I listened to it. That was great. You guys are funny. Can't wait for you to have Toni on. That was Toni. Toni texted me that. So that's
rude.
Turner, do we have I have so many Toni Brue stories, but I don't know I should have.
Yeah, I was trying to think of one single one.
Yeah.
My way home today, and I couldn't just pick one.
I feel like I blocked out a few years of my life.
Well, yeah, because it got really.
We all did.
I think it wasn't that we blocked it out; is that we drank it out. Like it's just
honestly fuzzy. Fuzzy.
Backed it out.
Very fuzzy.
Brown it out.
I think there is a solid.
We had some good ones when Toni was like our part-time roommate. Because
yes, see, I wasn't part of this, so there's got to
kind of just crash on the couch. Remember one day we were all drinking. I think it was like a Sunday morning. I walked out of my room and Toni was laying in the middle of the floor, just like on the floor.
Wait, that was my 23rd birthday.
Yeah, but every 15 minutes I'd come out and your body would move like you were a sundial. I went and got our other roommate, Tyler. I was like, watch this, and then just come check every few minutes. And you just kept like rolling around. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that was a day.
I don't want to wake you up to tell you. It was really funny. You probably felt like shit that day.
My phone screen was shattered. I think I had to go work at the steak place the next day. And it was after like a 5-day bender from I was in Youngstown, Columbus, Toledo, Put-in-Bay, Sandusky, all celebrating my birthday in 5 days.
It was our birthday. Our birthday is 1 day apart.
Yeah, it's 1 day apart.
Yeah.
So for
I'm
those
about to join
of you,
the 30 club.
The 30, hell yeah. So those of you that don't know, Toni is what we call a globetrotter. So you'll just be on a patio in Columbus, just drinking at your bar, and you'll get a text hey, where are you guys at? What are you doing? And you'll tell her, and she'll show up 30 minutes later, even though she lives 4 hours away. That's the kind of stuff.
I almost drove down tonight.
And she almost drove down tonight because she couldn't figure out Discord. Because that's reasonable.
I'm just gonna get in my car and drive down. You know.
Not that we'd love to have you, but I mean, it's just you're very free spirited, and you're one of my favorite people in the world.
Thank you. All the loves.
Oh yeah. There were lots of conversations of you saying, "I'm just going to get in my car tomorrow and drive to Virginia Beach because I have the day off."
Wait, I go to Atlantic City for my birthday, but I think I'm going to have to cancel it.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of all the COVID stuff, it's accelerating. Is that why? Or?
Because I really love my family, and I think the right thing for me to do is to not go.
Yeah.
You know.
I think so something's kind of sweeping all the counties and all the bigger towns now. It hasn't hit you yet, Toni, and I'm not sure if it's hit Toledo yet, but down here in Columbus, they now require you to wear a mask indoors with this resurgence of stuff. I didn't know if you guys had any thoughts on all that.
I am just prepared for them to shut everything back down, honestly.
Right.
It's not about the number of cases, it's not about the number of deaths, it's about the care that we can give patients that need it. And from what I'm seeing and hearing and reading, it looks like we're heading that way.
It's not good right now, unfortunately. It's not that I don't want it to be good. I mean, I'm sick of sitting at home. I don't want to have to be forced to hang out with Shannon all the time again. Fuck that.
Rude.
Oh no,
Rude.
not that. Wife just went back to work.
I have to hang out with my hot wife. No, honestly, that
It's
makes
already
me
gone. Now you're just hanging out with your dogs.
Well, no, she's only it's 2 days a week, but that's another thing that concerns me, that it's resurging because she now has to go back to the office and stuff, and I just get scared for her. We saw her mom yesterday, but obviously, her mom is asthmatic and also has diabetes, so we were 10 feet away with masks on outside.
Right.
And it was just one of those things. It's so fucking crazy. I did see a lot of people celebrating responsibly this 4th, but yeah. I mean, we went to a backyard party, and it was everybody was 6 feet apart.
I think backyard parties are totally fine. I think anything outside is fine. I think when this all comes back, places might shut down again. It's not going to be the fault of the businesses. We went out for Charity's birthday a week and a half ago. We went to the place used to DJ at Will. It was totally cool. Older crowd sitting on the patio. Everyone's relaxed. Went next door to that burger place.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a fucking nightclub. There was kids, 22-year-old kids just fucking each other. Of course, the virus is going to get back out. It's going to be the fault of young people going out and not social distancing if this becomes a problem again, I think.
Are they busting bars up there? Because 3 bars got busted.
A little bit,
here.
but who got busted? But not very many. A lot of them have decided to shut down.
I saw the one that I used
because they don't want
to
get busted.
Yeah, the one that I used.
That one was a nightmare, man.
They closed for the next 14 days because somebody that was there got it. They posted.
Which one? In Toledo or
in Toledo?
I'm trying to remember what bar you worked at.
I
know.
Our place, everyone's place.
Yeah.
Duh. This is the place.
Our buddy doesn't run it anymore either, so I think that's why he left.
Yeah, wait, and we also got to remember that I always have a side bartending job. No matter where I'm working, what city I'm living in, I have a side hustle somewhere. So that was one of those side hustle jobs.
Let's dive into
that kind of became a big thing too.
Yeah, let's dive into that because you have embodied somebody. Well, yeah, because if I think of somebody that, I know a few people that are just like, you know what, I feel like I want to live in Colorado now. I'm going to go to Colorado and bartend. Now, you haven't done that, but you always have.
We know people who have.
Yeah. But you always have a side hustle. What started that? You're just like, oh, I get bored, or?
I think it was when I started, I guess that doesn't count for the bar in Toledo, but being back here in Youngstown, it's been once I got into a professional role, I just wanted somewhere where I could be like, dude, fuck you, drink your beer. Or if they piss me off, be able to be like, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? So I
PC at the office.
Yeah.
Yo, give me your money instead of me sitting there spending my money at the bar. That's what it really comes from. Yeah.
Because I remember when you bartended at the steak place, I feel like that puts you in a box that you didn't want to be in. Now, you had regulars that you could talk to like that, but they were
low key. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be real quiet.
We got a text from your sister about Prime Rib Guy, and for some reason that guy fucking loved you and he hated everybody else. And,
wait, I'm still friends with his daughter on Facebook.
Seriously? And he likes you. Well, he doesn't listen to this podcast, and I doubt his daughter does either. And I think his daughter probably knows that her dad's a little eccentric, but yeah, she knows.
A little.
But he liked Amanda, and he liked you. And I think that was the end of the list.
Wait, and to tie into that, the first time, so he was my first regular. So I just started serving at that one, and this guy comes in and I'm like, okay, he orders this big prime rib. Whatever, we're hanging out, we're talking. And then, so he was my first regular. He came back in a few weeks later with 6 people. They're sitting at this big table and he's like, this is my favorite server. Can't wait for you guys to meet her. Told me they were coming. And I walk out to the table with a tray full of drinks. And that was the first time I spilled a tray full of drinks on anybody. And it was prime rib.
Shit. He didn't care? He didn't get mad?
Oh, dude. I think we bought his prime rib that night, but rightfully so. I was like, if you need me to buy it, I'll buy it. But dude, it was terrible.
He's showing off to like showing you off and everything. And yeah, you got to kind of do the right thing there.
Yeah,
that's interesting. We were talking about comping stuff. That's a table that will comp because that's a legit fucking accident.
That's not someone being a dick. That's
you're
trying to make them happy. And
six waters, a margarita, 3 tall beers, and there's just Clutchy Tony. Like, let's go, Grace.
Alcohol
let's
abuse,
go.
Toni Brue. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I never knew that. I never knew that happened. That's nuts.
Yeah.
You ever dropped a tray of drinks, Will?
Yeah. 3 times at the same table.
Yeah.
I was at
Go big or go home, baby. Go
big or go home.
I was at the pizza place, and it was
deep, dude.
We would always get obviously pops before hockey games, baseball games, and then there was this Bob Seger concert, so we got like this crazy pop, and it was these college kids. They were super cool. Like, it wasn't like typical like douchey college kids. They were just like waters and pops, whatever, and there were 6 of them. I come out, I avoid somebody, and the drinks fall, and it just fell like on the front of the table. I was like, dude, that would have been really bad, right? Made a joke, went back and got more. Got 3 down. Got bumped into again, spilled the other 3, and it hit this one guy. And then I go and get the next 3 again. So now I have 3. I could just be carrying them like this because I can. Like, any
cups,
server can just do this. But no, I take a tray out. I take a tray out. I get hit again, and 3 cups go all over the table again. And this didn't get anybody wet, but it's all over the table. I took the tray and walked into this stairwell, threw the tray down the steps, and just sat there for 10 minutes. And my manager had to come get me. Yeah.
Were you drunk?
No, that's the thing. I wasn't hungover. I wasn't drunk. It was just a legit, like,
rare to hear in the industry.
You should have been.
Maybe you should have been.
Happening. I like it, and so. My teammate or whatever, you always have like a buddy system, like saw me walk away, and he comes into the stairwell. He's like, I didn't know what happened. And then your table, like, they're laughing, they're fine. They were just like, he just dropped drinks 3 times in a row in the span of like 5 minutes. Like, he's like, dude, they're laughing their ass off. And I was like, yeah, it's real funny. Like, I was like, shit. You know how I get when I get super fucking angry.
Oh my gosh, you are tripping out
mad, big mad.
Yeah, I was so like mortified, and these guys didn't give a fuck. There's like, dude, like the one drink that got on the one person was water, so it like didn't hurt anybody. Yeah. It was just a mess that had to be cleaned up, which I eventually did, and they actually tipped me super well, I think, because they felt bad. So there's like another in, just make them feel bad for you.
That
one way to make a little extra money.
Yeah, I spilled those waters. He left me like $100 or something like that day.
What's the biggest tip that you've ever got at a table, Toni? Like, what's the best tip you got? Percent, let's say. I don't want to say dollars.
No, honestly,
you got tipped a bill, like the full bill.
The best tip I've ever gotten was, I don't know if you worked at the steak place yet. Me and Kara used to wait on this party of 10 or 12, and they were from like somewhere in the Midwest. I don't know, like Utah or something. They're business guys. And like,
I was probably the only one there yet, because it went you and then me.
Yeah, so their bill would be like $700. They would leave us $700. And me and Kara would just take that one table and walk out of there like, yo, we are getting wasted. And we probably
remember the buses, like when
the buses.
Fuck pretty good.
The buses. They weren't. Are you fucking kidding me? They were
when Dave did them, but when Jay did them, they were good.
When Jay did them, Nikki and I would rock the buses. That was our Sunday morning jam.
Yeah, you could make. Yeah, and then Dave took over, and it was garbage. He just didn't let anybody make.
Dave, who? We don't even discuss that.
Yeah, don't say his last name. I don't really care because I don't like him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he was not the favorite person I've ever worked for. However, I respect.
Well, that's. I mean, you're respected, but that's when you left, I think, with him, right? Yeah,
and I remember like sitting him down to tell him
I left with Sandusky, and then she followed shortly after.
Yeah, but when I told him I wasn't coming back because I was moving home, because originally I was moving back to Youngstown, and then Jay contacted me about Sandusky, and when I told him that, he's like, "Okay, have a nice life." I'm like, "Yo, I've worked here forever." But okay, have a nice life,
Yeah,
No
he was
care.
very, I think, I want to say self-conscious about people liking him, and I think his defense mechanism was just to be like kind of an asshole to people if like
To
he
shut
felt
down.
like they didn't like him. Yeah, like it was
Mhm.
just it was a
Hey,
weird
Dave?
dynamic that he yeah. I think that was just his defense
Because
mechanism.
Jay doesn't give a fuck if you like him or not.
No, Jay like Jay's, but we'll just call him D from now on because I don't want to like. But I remember his. Do you remember?
So many Daves.
Do you remember CB? He ended up moving to California. I won't say his name because I don't know how weird he is. I probably imagine he doesn't care.
He's back.
CB.
Is he
He's
back?
back. In Toledo.
Moved to
Izzy. Crazy Chris.
Crazy Chris.
Izzy Chris.
Oh my gosh.
Carl.
Yes,
Yeah,
pepperoni.
yeah.
The ukulele.
Yeah.
He
So
has some pepperoni nipples. Let's
Yeah,
go. Do I
crazy.
know him?
Man. Yeah.
We know each
I-
other. That's all I'm
I
going to
rem-
say.
Don't want to. We know we don't need to know how well you know each other.
Jesus, my mom listens to this.
So does mine.
Mom listens to this.
I remember Crazy
Mom doesn't
Chris.
listen to this.
So Crazy Chris. So the steak place actually went under construction, and we stayed open. So we were getting
Yeah,
rid
pardon
of like,
our dust.
yeah, pardon our dust. We had to wear these stupid ass t-shirts that said pardon our dust. And I remember I was working in the back and Chris was working in front. And fucking Dave was building a bar in his basement. And he was taking some of the bar benches for his basement. And so his wife came in to get him, and his wife was fairly attractive. I won't say more than that. And I remember Chris had just started working there. It goes, "That's your wife?
I know where this is going.
How many cows did you have to give her family?" Like to his new boss. Like,
I really thought we were going with
It was a
time
dowry.
that we stole the wolf. Can you guys say the word? Not it's a wolf.
Okay, so I was gonna be you still can't say wolf. That was
No,
gonna be my favorite Tony story. As remember the coyote?
the coyote.
We took the
Yeah.
coyote off the top of the bar, and then we took it to the Irish bar, put a
Yeah.
cigarette in its mouth and the hat on, and it drank with us all night.
And I lost it at a Machine Gun Kelly concert. So
Yeah, we
'Cause
took an
you
MGK
would.
concert.
you would lose.
She
it
would
at a
go to an
machine.
MGK concert.
Yeah.
Jesus.
listen,
Chuck
still-
Taylor's.
Oh, Destroyed. That was a good show though.
Rails on that one.
Will, were you there when we were doing that remodel and me and Tone were walking out and he stepped on the tile? The guy had just laid down and we almost got in a fight with him.
But I heard about it because I had left.
Then the big guy had to
already.
like break it up.
Yeah.
He
I
had to
had
break it
left.
up?
I had left already, and you
Yeah.
told me that because we met, and I do remember this segue. Tony wasn't a part of this game, obviously, because she doesn't have testicles.
I was a part of this game. I just always got to dish it out, and I didn't have to worry about testicles.
So
I still would grab the
That's
meatloaf.
cheating.
So there's there's this game, like, so there's this movie called Waiting, which in another episode we're actually gonna do a rewatch, and we're gonna debunk the whole movie, but we'll go into the accuracy of it a little bit. We'll just segue into that, and then we'll go on break. But so that game that they played, if you've seen it, they play a game with their scrotums, and if you get somebody to look, you get to call them a word that's not very PC anymore. Well, it never was.
Appropriate for 2020.
It never was. Let's be real. And you kick them in the ass. Our game was a little more violent, and you could take objects or your hands or your fists, and you could give people a tapper, which means you hit somebody in the testicles, as long as you named it. So Tone, he was this giant dude, and his was 8-ball corner pocket, and he would take a broomstick over the dish tank while I was putting dishes away, and a broomstick would just hit me in the nuts. You just go 8-ball corner pocket every time, and he got me he was so deadly accurate with it. Yeah, I miss that dude. That dude was hilarious. But
What did I call it that time I threw you the empty box and then I underhand lobbed a sweet potato at you?
it was a head of iceberg lettuce. I don't know what you called it. It wasn't sweet
iceberg
potato.
lettuce.
Yeah,
I think
don't know
I
what
just laughed so hard I couldn't say anything.
I think you
No
just called
words
it.
needed.
I think you called it a produce bomb.
I threw the
can't-
box and you caught it, and as you caught the box,
Yeah.
the look on your face you didn't say it, but it just said, "Oh shit!" Like you knew you fucked up
Yeah,
so bad by catching the box.
But
was
Amanda
fun.
and I,
We don't play it anymore.
we would
No.
join in, and Amanda would go running up on you, and I'd be right behind her. And she would stop and like almost like she's gonna like squat, and my leg would just come between her leg and just get
Got a visitor.
Hello.
There's Porter.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was the worst game that was ever created. I think another thing. So we're bunking this. It's not debunked. There are pranks that go on in restaurants all the time. It makes the day go by fucking faster. It brings camaraderie for the most part to people, so it's not as bad to work a slow shift or even a busy shift. It kind of brings you closer together. But I remember
the point of that game in that movie was to boost morale.
That
movie, that's what they were doing.
Right.
And that's what it
That's really what it is. What you do all day long at a restaurant is you just try to entertain each other and make each other laugh.
But what you guys have to remember, normal people like have little things that they do to boost morale. They don't like. I had a host stand. We had this little giraffe, and we would hide him throughout the building. And like we had headsets, so we'd be like, "Dude, you're getting real hot. You're getting real cold." Like trying to help them find this thing. That's like what normal people would do. And then there's you guys, or the kitchen, I guess. The front of house would do something like that. The back of house, you guys are just like, pow, pow, let's go.
New played it. Perez was gone by the time we started that game. But then I remember also I was in the back.
Chris W., if you remember it. Well, did you ever work with Chris W? Maybe Chris?
Who?
You know who he is.
I don't know, maybe.
Yes.
I don't know.
He lives on the West Coast somewhere now. Yeah.
In the Navy. It was like kind of
yeah. I came in. You could say
he used to deep throat bananas just to make us laugh.
Yeah,
that guy could literally. I just talked to him about it because he watched the first podcast. I was like, "Oh, you got to be on, and if you do, I need you to deep throat a banana."
Yeah,
he would just unpeel a banana and took the whole thing down his throat just to be.
So this, and he's a jack dude. Like he was big. That's the like. He was leaving just about the time that I was coming in. I only worked with him for about 6 months, I think. But I remember after you did the iceberg thing,
goofball too.
After you did the iceberg thing, I grabbed a handful of breader, and we had these plastic cups that we'd fill up, and I filled it up with water. And Turner was doing potatoes, and basically when you do potatoes, you just put all these potatoes in this giant sink of water, and you put them on trays to like for the next day. We talked about another podcast, so he wasn't paying attention. So I went behind him, sprayed him with the water on the left, and then smacked him in the face on the right, and ran. Yeah. And he started laughing.
Getting antiqued.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you guys. I have videos of you guys.
I've been antiqued so many times.
Jay,
I left Sandusky. They did that with blue cheese seasoning.
Wait, do you remember
water
Brue cheese when I dropped the 5-gallon Cambro of blue cheese and I became Brue cheese or little boy Brue?
Probably had a lot, Tony. Yeah. You don't even want to know all of them.
No,
sure there were nicknames you didn't want to hear.
You know, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times, and that about sums it up.
It was definitely fun times, though, for sure. But
I had some good ones with you. I was trying to pretend I was going to hit you with an empty pony keg, and I actually got you with the empty pony keg.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was
the one time I felt bad about it.
That was the worst pain like I've ever felt my entire life.
That wasn't supposed to really happen, but it happened.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Oh, you won't," and then he just let this thing go like on a pendulum, and it just, and I just collapsed.
That must have been Turner's motto for like all of his 20s. Like, it wasn't supposed to happen, but it just happened.
None of this was supposed to happen.
Oh God, there's so many. Anyway, I was on grill and you were on flat, and I remember taking the tongs and clamping the back of your neck.
Oh yeah. So hot.
He had like. And that's
you get so used to that kind of abuse that you just let it go.
Yeah.
When we were in Sandusky, if I was doing prep, it would come up behind me with the skewers. They're like 12-inch skewers for shrimp.
Yeah.
He would stand behind me, push them towards my back, and he'd just go, "You ready?" And then he would hit them as hard as he could so they would stick in my shoulder.
Oh my gosh.
You just get so over it. You're just used to it. He hit me in the head with a 10-pound ground beef log one time.
Yes, I was there for that.
I heard about that.
Meat jousting. We did meat jousting.
Yeah, we did meat jousting. Tone started that. I think
Jimmy did.
Jimmy did.
Oh, Jimmy. Yeah. But I'm thankful I didn't work in the kitchen until I got to Texas Roadhouse, so I never had to experience. I never stepped foot in the kitchen besides to make like salads. If you guys were in the weeds, when I was at that steakhouse.
You and Amanda were very, very good at that, and I think it's because maybe everybody else was scared, and the only person that really like cared that you guys would go back, they'd be like, "Get the fuck off," like whatever. But I saw it as you guys, yeah, it's being part of the team, but you would come back and make salads for us when we were like super in the weeds. Plus, that meant that you could get your fucking salads, so it helped you too.
Right. That's what it's all about, though. At the end of the day, like, I never thought of it as like front house, back house. It's just I didn't know what I was doing back there. It's just if it needed done, dude, it needed done.
It needed done. And he took a restaurant that, and I know Jay has said this, that ran it fucking self, and he completely fucked it up. I mean, granted,
he turnkey.
Yeah, it was turnkey. Granted, he got the accolades that he wanted, but he did a roundabout fucking way of doing it. We are going to take a break. It's about that time to take a break.
Okay. Yeah, I need 5. I gotta get this kid upstairs.
Yeah, get the kid upstairs, and we'll take a break. We'll be back.
You hear him or not really?
Honestly, the noise suppression is doing its job, so you can barely really hear him. So
okay, if he's not too bad, he's just sitting on the ground.
Okay,
starting to get loud.
We're gonna take a break after this quick like song that's hopefully an ad at some point. Our term today is herd. What does herd mean? It's pretty self-explanatory.
Herd. You say it for everything.
Literally.
I say it for I say it in everyday life.
Always.
People don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
I always have to explain it. Let's have Tony explain one.
Yeah, there you go. Tony, explain herd in great detail.
I mean, it can be used anywhere in the restaurant. Like, I need table 63 clean. The busser's going to say herd. Or somebody comes over to the bar and goes, I need a tall Bud Light. Herd. I come in the kitchen. I go, I need a well-done 30-ounce sirloin. And Turner goes, fuck you, herd. Like, that's how it works. It's acknowledging what's going on around you so that you know the communication has been like taken in, right?
It's acknowledging the call. That's exactly what it is. That's what the title of this episode is, as well as herd with Tony, actually with Toni Brue's.
Brue's.
I think Turner called this one out. He wanted to do herd for this one because I think he's sick of explaining it to people. Is that what it is?
Yeah, because I say it at the grocery store. Thing is that you give call outs for everything. Herd's the most common one. You say behind, hot, or whatever.
Turner,
do it all the time.
You
live in a restaurant household, so we do it at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find myself saying
works in the
corner
business.
a lot. Yeah, I find myself saying corner a lot to Shannon. Corner.
Yeah, I live in a restaurant household. Like Charity and I do it all the time. You know.
I feel like Porter's probably the face of
whatever.
her steak place, so Porter might as well just already count as part of the restaurant industry.
That's true.
Basically, does
very pinchable.
Already knows how to do things. The kids don't know.
Herd
is the most common one.
I would always
say herd for everything. You're a dick, herd.
Yeah, you're an asshole. Oh, herd, what's up?
Need a beer, herd.
Herd
goes on outside the restaurant a lot.
Yeah, I still say it. I still say it when I play like Warzone, like Call of Duty. Like if somebody calls somebody out, I'll be like, yeah, herd, and like that.
And they're probably
tactical.
a bunch of guys from a kitchen too playing.
So. Exactly.
I think if you've never worked in one, you don't even realize hear it or pick up on it.
Right.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that it's said so much. Like Tony said, it's literally it's probably the most common out of any restaurant.
I think is the most common tongue. Yeah.
Ever. Because
it is universal.
Yeah, exactly. But I always behind hot is something that you obviously do when you're walking down the line. But I remember just saying
hot corner
behind hot and just not having anything in my hands. Just waiting for him to turn around.
No, yeah, you would say hot behind. Yeah.
Hot behind. And then I'd just be like,
I remember I used to say hot behind to you, and then you would say, oh, thank you.
Yes, I could see him with his little hands going up like, oh,
thank you. You get so happy about it. Yeah.
Well, it's because I don't have an ass. That's the sound that you hear is Matt Turner's son basically just playing. He's being fine.
Anyone else see this? He took a stack of catering pans threw him all over the ground. Oh, he just wants to say hi.
Hi, buddy.
Hi.
He's gonna hang up this call.
Can't
50
hear
bucks. Tony, do you have any stories about Matthew or myself that you'd like to share? Because you worked with both of us for. Matt is already dying laughing, but he's muted, so you can't see. He's already, because I'm not putting these on YouTube, and I've decided not to put them on YouTube.
So many.
Yeah,
people don't need to hear.
Well, I mean, like any ones that are appropriate for the podcast is what I'm saying.
I mean, I guess a Turner one would be a meal that I still dream about to this day, that he cooked me in the worst hangover of my whole entire life on a Sunday at the steak place. And we had all went out the night before, and I think probably left my house in our clothes from the night before, a big group of us, and just went straight to work on a Sunday. And
I think we drank beer on the way to work that day.
I'm pretty sure my car was still at work, and I had to ride back to work with you because I never even, like, I got too drunk before we even made it close to home. But Turner made French fries with chicken tenders, jalapenos, cheese, and bacon, okay? And me and Amanda sat at table 91 bashing this food. And then all the Sunday parties came in, and they needed that table. The host tried to seat the table with that dirty plate of me and Amanda's hangover mess. But, like, I still, like, will bow down to Turner because that saved my life literally that day.
Turner
it was
like,
I definitely remember that one. I didn't think it was that fantastic.
Dude,
I think I just really wanted you and Amanda to just shut up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we stood back there and we're like, Turner, Bennett,
please make us food. Yeah.
Like, I mean, that was our thing. And then Will, honestly, did we work together that long?
We worked together for kind of a while. It's just weird. It was weird because I ended up being like your boss, but then also like,
oh, dude, I was so salty. Like,
yeah,
how did I bring all these dudes there and then they all get promoted and this and that? I'm like, dude, am I in the middle of a boys club? Because
honestly,
I can't play.
We're definitely in the middle of a boys club. It's
on the second round when you got passed out. Yeah, it was totally, to me, it was obvious, and I feel bad for not saying anything back then. But I think that the guy that ended up taking over, and you know, one of the reasons that you walked out, or you didn't walk out, but one of the reasons you left, I think he had a vendetta. I think that you didn't kiss his ass enough, and I think that's why he was like that. Because
that's my problem is that I just say how I feel, like, for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, why would I tiptoe around it when I could just have the conversation, you know? So
exactly.
Like,
I think he knew that we all had kind of our allegiance to Jay over him too. Like, that was our guy. He brought us all up.
Yeah.
He was gone.
Wait, my first time crying at that steak place though was because of Jay. Jay and I got into a fight, and when
everybody's was. He's a dick, but he loves you too.
I was like, okay, so just go ahead, yell at me. And he opened, and I slammed the office door. He opened the office door, and he goes, "This is me yelling!" And I just was like, "Oh no, not me! Don't hate me!" Like, I don't know. But Will, honestly, I just remember you being my boss. So I just remember being like, I need your card. Come swipe this. You know, I don't.
Yeah, there was really nothing. I think that most of the stuff wasn't in restaurants. I tried to be the best boss I could, like, to you guys, but it was, our situation was weird because you were roommates with, you know, my girlfriend, and it was.
Yeah, you were our roommate. You lived with us, didn't you?
I did. I remember I lived at this place.
Like you did.
I lived at this house with my friend Jake and his brother J-Rod. Remember J-Rod?
Yeah, J-Rod.
And our friend KP had gotten kicked out of his house, and I was dating Shannon already. We'd only been dating for like 2 months, and I was like, dude, come to our house, move in with us. And I'm never here anyway. I'm always over at Tony and Shannon's, and he just like took it over. I remember we lived together for like a month at
KP?
at the dorms. No, like when I was with Tony and Shannon, and then Shannon and I got this disgusting apartment off of McCord in Toledo, Ohio. It was the worst fucking apartment ever. It sucked so bad. We used to smoke cigarettes in the fucking kitchen, like. Bleh.
Oh my! I can't even imagine smoking in a house.
Oh my god, it was the worst. Like, thinking about it now, it's just like, what the fuck were we doing? Like, what
Right.
the fuck? Like this, none of this makes sense. But yeah, I think that maybe that's what I don't. We have
and
a
I
lot of
was
stories
checked out.
outside the restaurant. Yeah, you were.
Like I was like, I knew I was leaving. My sister was pregnant. Like I was moving back to Youngstown. So I was kind of just riding out my ride there so that I could transfer to the one here, you know?
Yeah.
That was my
We'll have
big
Nikki on because I think Nikki had already.
She's
She
not
was just
talking
working
about,
like.
she's talking about Taylor.
No,
Oh,
yeah, Taylor was pregnant. My
I was
little
gonna say
sister.
because Nikki was pregnant way later.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was already gone. But yeah, I forgot Taylor. Yeah, and that's why you were moving back. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and everything else going on. It was just better for me to not. Yeah, I don't
We had
know.
all kind of left around that time when you left too.
Right.
I think so.
Kinda
Yeah,
gone.
I was asked to leave. And
Threw your keys on the desk though, kind of like a champ.
no, we won't go into it. But just out of respect for the people involved in that, because I know that they listen to this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was weird that we all left around the same time. I think it was like more like it's not the same, so it's not fun working there anymore.
It's like your family breaks up. Like legit.
Mhm.
It's like your parents get divorced and all the kids have to go live with like a different grandparent or something is how I felt at the end of that. Because we go from spending 50 to 60 hours a week together to now we are like, dude, it's been 5 years.
Just in the
since
restaurant.
we've been in a room together.
10 hours a week drinking and
Right.
no, it's weird being back there too. There's like 3 people that are still there, including me, Amanda there, and me, and others, I guess.
JB and
we just
and
bullshit. Yeah. Well, I mean, they've always been there. They were.
Yeah.
They're my friends for sure, but they were never kind of a group.
Right.
Yeah.
We still reminisce about. It was fun to work there.
Yeah.
A lot. You guys not, you guys being there, all of us being there. It's very different. That was only like a year. It seems like it was a really long time. It was really only about a year that we were all there.
Yeah, it was
Right.
about a year.
Maybe even less.
Well, because I got promoted, I remember fairly quickly. I know that Tony, that pisses you off, but
did you train in our store? Or did you leave?
I don't think he trained. I think they were just like here.
No, I trained in Auburn Hills. You fucking
That's
asshole.
why. That's why. A lot of the time,
I don't remember you being gone.
No, I trained. I remember it was my last day. Was my birthday. I don't know what birthday it was, and I remember the power went out at this place that I trained in Auburn Hills, and I was like, so I'm done then. and then so I left because they were like, yeah, you can go.
Don't say his name, but was it the tall bald guy?
Yeah. Love that guy. He was really good to me.
He's in charge now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, that he was in charge, and he deserves to be in charge.
I think that guy hated me. Oh yeah, I thought that guy hated me. He's a beast.
He reminds me of Jay.
He's as close to Jay as you can get.
Yeah, Tony, go ahead.
If you finish training on your birthday, that means we only worked together for 4 months after that.
Oh, December 15th, the best day of the year.
Yeah, so if you finish training in December, I left in April. So like that's where the time was. It's just a blur.
Yeah, because I mean, I remember I came back to, well, I wasn't even going to come back to where we were. I was going to go back to the other one.
Yeah.
And then something shifted. I can't remember what shifted and why it happened. I remember, but I can't say it out loud. That
I remember what.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up going to where I went. Which I love. I mean, I wouldn't say any of them.
But I think that goes back to your guys' like, I think it was the first episode. Like, I think you guys mentioned this, but like anything can change everything.
Yeah.
It could be one little thing and it can change the dynamic of not just one building, but like multiple locations and everybody's day to day. I mean, it can rock the whole entire restaurant, the smallest things.
Like a relationship can change so much shit.
The workplace relationship was probably one of the worst decisions I've made in my whole entire career in being in the restaurant. It's like dating people I
always
worked
bad.
With. Yeah.
Touched on this in one of the episodes earlier. Not so much the relationships, but kind of how they happen and why they happen.
Just like it does happen, because we see so much of each other, and it's so much easier to hang out with the person that you just were in the trenches with rather than go home, take a shower, and go out to a party and explain why you smell like
Shit.
steak seasoning.
Just say, yeah.
Like I just showered for 30 minutes and I still smell. Explain that.
Oh my God,
Children
Turner's
at
Black
college.
Honda. Ugh.
That thing was gross. Well, it was gross. I reckon.
Like the restaurant industry, just the whole car smelled like a fryer.
Yeah.
My buddy
Turner,
Dave.
Go ahead.
Dave. I want to say his last name. Jewish Dave. I used to love getting in my car because when he would get in the passenger seat, I'd always be like pop cans and beer cans on it. But then he'd be gone for 3 months at a time. He'd just be gone. He was kind of a vagrant guy. He'd come back. He'd get in. Every time he'd sit in my passenger seat, he'd be like, "Oh, it's such a good sound. It just smells like grease. It just sounds like I don't know what he would call it. It just sounds like a something.
Sounds like
trash can, I guess, in here.
Yeah, it
sounds
did.
disgusting in here, and he loved it.
But LOL at the beer cans in the front seat. Like that is a fact.
Yeah, you just live out of your car. You're working 50 hours a week.
So wait, Tony, I could have sworn you were there for the 4th of July shift from hell. I thought that you were there. Which Turner, I wanted to end. Yeah, I wanted to end the show on this. I wanted to end the show on this because it was 4th of July on Saturday, and this was a 4th of July story that was really good.
Was it from the year before?
Maybe. Yeah, it was because I was
the only year role as a cook.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I worked with you then. Yes.
So hold on. Let me get my voice. Let me get my voice real deep. Let me get my voice real deep here and set the stage. July 4th, 2 competing steakhouses next to each other. One's AC goes out. Where do you go? Do you go to the one next door?
Yes.
It was a Wednesday, and so on Wednesday, on the 4th of July, you're obviously going to staff in such a way that you're still going to make money. You're still going to be profitable, but also, you're going to have kind of a skeleton crew on. So it was me, Matt. Matt was running.
It was 4 of us, man. Like
one side of one line, and we were running the other side. I was running the other side of the other line, and then we had a dishwasher who was afraid to come onto the line.
I think we had a dishwasher.
It was Dayton.
You have a dishwasher?
It was Dayton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Forgot about him.
So usually the dishwasher comes and helps the line when they get slammed. Anyway, this competitors, their AC went out. So instead of doing 115 covers like we were supposed to do, we did 350 on a skeleton crew. And I have never felt
3 servers, 2 cooks, and the boss.
And a bartender. That was it.
And yeah, that was it.
Was it?
I haven't.
Cool.
You and Amanda? I don't remember.
Amanda was definitely there. Maybe. No, Kara wasn't there. Kara had already left.
Yeah, it was probably me, Amanda. Was it Nikki or no?
I don't know if Nikki was there. All I remember there were boss bitches there. There were boss bitches.
She was already gone.
Right, Porter? Porter said she's already gone.
Telling you all about it, yeah.
I remember I was on Fry Salad side, and I thought that we, usually it's true that sometimes servers push back to the line, like when we're taking our time. I've never felt so encouraged by everybody. Everybody's like, you guys are doing great. Like, keep it up. Everything's going great. Like, we were just getting fucking pummeled.
It's a Saturday night with 2 people.
Dude, that's terrible. I probably blocked that out because I have PTSD from it.
But that's the thing, though, is that we killed it. That we absolutely killed it. That's the point. I don't think we had a ticket go over 20 minutes.
Dude, and
you went on the roof with the boss afterwards and watched the fireworks.
Yeah.
Wait, I did?
Yeah, I remember that. We closed.
I think
you guys, all the servers did. I mean, we just closed we had to close the kitchen down.
Right. I love going on the roof. I was always like, I'll go up there. I don't care. And now thinking back on it, I don't want to go.
Guys all went up for 5 minutes. I think you probably had a drink or whatever, but watched some fireworks. We just closed down the kitchen because we had to.
And then I'm sure we went out and got blackout drunk. And
probably.
Did it again the next day.
We definitely went out.
But I remember
definitely went out after that.
It was the first surgence of it.
It's going to realize.
Well, once we realized what was going on, hey, the other places AC is out. We're probably going to get a little bit more busy than we thought. And we thought we got through the initial like thing. And then I remember, I don't know if it was you, Tony, it might have been Amanda or the hostess. Somebody came around and said like 32 open. And
it was me.
That means
I remember this. Yeah.
So people that don't know what open means, that means there's 32 open menus. So that means 32 people still have to order their food. So we thought we got through this busy part, and 30.
Yeah, and that's kind of a lot. That's not a ton.
It's
no,
not
but you got to
for 2 people.
That's
it was
probably
the continuation of that happening for 2 hours.
For 2 hours.
36 salads, 20 appetizers, 36 dinners. Like that's still a decent amount.
And I remember that Jay was QBing for us at the time. Nikki was there. I remember now. Nikki was there. Jay went over to the radio and just played Nirvana "Rape Me" at full sound.
Wait, funny. Somebody played that song this morning. And so I haven't heard that song in forever. There it is.
And you were like, oh my God, this sounds like so weird. And I remember that. And I remember getting through it and having such a sense of accomplishment that I think even Turner now, you would still tell that story.
Oh yeah, when anyone complains about being busy, I usually have enough stories to tell them that they're not very busy. They don't need to. That's a really good one though. Forget about it.
Do we think I made strawberry slushies for you guys that day, or whatever we want to call them? I think you made us drinks.
I think you. Yeah, you did. You did.
I'm sure. I just came back and was just like, "Here you go, have it all." You guys.
There's a couple times where bartender walked down the line at the time in that restaurant, like margaritas, and gave one to everybody, like right in front of the management or whoever, and they're like, "We can't fire all of you, so fuck it."
Yeah, well, I think most of that was when we get our asses kicked.
So they just knew, not getting drunk. They're just doing it. It's kind of just doing it. It's more of a morale booster, like we were talking about stuff before. You're not really getting anything out of it.
There's times when they would ask me to make you guys drinks, and I wouldn't put any booze in them. But it was just the fact that you guys thought you were getting a little bit of booze that just like kept you going, Yeah. But of course you can smell it out because you're the booze hound. So.
Yeah, you are the boozy booze hound. Bennett.
There's a couple times you and your sister were behind the bar were like, my Cokes were not Cokes, they were all Jack Daniels.
Well, because you deserve. Well, and they had that vodka that we soaked in the pineapples, so I would just drink strawberry lemonades. Oh, I mean, I was a terrible employee, and karma came back and got me as I had employees. Like that is for sure.
Because you learn from that stuff, you can catch on to it quick.
So we'll end with this. So Tony, you made the transition from being, a server, bartender, host to the management role. How did you find that transition? Because Turner already discussed his, and I discussed mine. How did you figure that out and navigate that piece?
See, I got lucky because I was working at the steak place that Turner works at. And I had waited on the big wigs of the new one they were building across the street. And that was for Texas Roadhouse. Obviously, we're mentioning that one. But, and so then my friend from that old steak place went and applied there. And she called me. She's like, yo, the boss wants to meet you. Like, she remembers you. You need to come in here now. I just remember, I don't think I had a car at the time. My life was in shambles. Like, I was just like, all right, Mom, I need your car. I got to go get this job, And so I went up there and she was like, you'll serve for a maximum of 2 months. I served 2 days, got my keys to the building on the 3rd day. And then I opened a restaurant in North Canton for 4 months. I stayed at a hotel. I was like the late.
That's what they do
manager.
There. Dude. So crazy what that company does.
And so 4 months later, I came home. It was the day before New Year's Eve. I got promoted and I started training in my store because it was a training center that like after the first of the year, like right then and there. And it was 18 weeks. I'd never set foot in a kitchen. They threw me on bake to make bread and all this multitasking. I was like, you guys made a bad decision. I can't do this. Like, and then they threw me in the meat room for 2 weeks.
Is their standard training. It's so fucking crazy.
But you know what? I at least thank them for everything that I learned. Like
it's the best training I've ever had for anything, but it is.
Well, and then my store was a training store. So I always had at least 6 managers under me. So I get out of training and I have 6 people training to be managers and I'm in charge of their development. I'm like, what is happening? I am not qualified for this. But I mean, you just figure it out. I remember sitting on kegs on the back dock after a $30,000 day doing MIT work and signing off on their stuff. Yeah, it's just
$30,000 day. I don't know if people don't know how busy that is. I think anyone understands the grasp of that. Normal day in a restaurant is like anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000.
Yeah,
place
so
like that.
My store would do 30,000 Friday, Saturday, Sunday, easily.
Put it in perspective: $30,000 is about 1,500 people in one day.
Yeah,
maybe more.
Our goal was to get
coming through the door
during our busy hours. I mean, you're trying to hit 250, 200 people an hour at that place. So
those restaurants are so big,
right? And then so I went to work so then I got out of that and I went into food sales, and that was great. I just like to be able to disconnect my work from my personal life, and I was not capable of that. Then I found I can't. I don't know how. So I went to this.
So you got to do one. You to get out or lean in,
Right. So I'm just the one that would always answer my phone, blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to go on a real vacation. That's really what set me over with getting out of sales. And I mean, that's a whole nother story. We don't have to get into it. It just keeps going.
You can always come back on because you guys have the sales world. This isn't just about restaurants. This whole podcast is about the industry in general.
Right.
You guys have a side of it. I applied to some of those places, but you guys really have an insight and a perspective that is outside of it.
My boss at the food sales place said that when he got my application sent to him, he instantly went on Facebook and found me. And he was like,
that sucks.
He's like, there is no way. He told me later.
Why did they hire you?
So he tells me later in life.
Sorry, that's terrible.
So I go to my interview at Panera with him. We're sitting down, we're talking, we're going through it all. And then he calls me. He was going on vacation to Mexico for 2 weeks. I didn't hear anything back. And then he comes back. He's like, I'm going to send you to Cleveland for your interview, which was 4 hours because you have to go through 3 interviews. But then later on, he tells me I was never even interested in meeting you because of your Facebook profile. And then when I met you,
shit's crazy.
He's like, it was the best. You're the best hire I've ever had. I was like, well, thank you. But
tighten up your Facebook, Tony. Make that shit private.
No.
You can't get rid of it, man. If they want to deep dive, they can don't.
No, you privatize it. There's way. I mean, there's friends that I have that we'll call it heavy. I've unfriended and blocked a lot of people, especially over the past, in the past couple of weeks. But you can hide all your shit, and they can't see anything.
It is so private now that but why didn't young Tony know that?
Well, I think
so if you're out there and you're a young professional, privatize your Facebook now.
Everything. The only thing that should be public should be your LinkedIn, and your LinkedIn should be tight as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Turner, where's your boom arm? I thought you were gonna order.
Still haven't bought it, man. I've just been busy.
All right, I'm gonna send you one. I need, or you just need to buy one because it annoys me that you're holding this mic. I don't know why.
It drives me. You know how annoying it is to hold it?
Yeah.
Why don't you Turner, you're so crafty. You could hang something and
I mean, what he's talking about, you really got to have because you can't see his thing, but there's a cover that goes over it.
Yeah.
So this is like
a you can't see shit.
Yeah, and then this is a shock mount, so it makes it sound super juicy.
I'm just on my.
That was so creepy.
Oh, here I could start doing sound effects. I think my sound effects finally work again. So hold on.
Yeah, they were working. I just heard it.
Turner is a douchebag.
Yeah, but
facts. Hey, Porter, will you say Will is a douchebag? Will is a douchebag.
He's a douchebag.
Yeah, high five. That was a good one.
Charity, we are sorry.
I think that is the perfect.
At the top of the stairs, just not
perfect way to end it. I want to thank Tony very, very much for coming and being the first guest on this. Hopefully this legitimizes us because we finally have guests. Yeah. So, Tony, do you have any final thoughts on this whole experience?
I don't even know, but I just want to say a few days ago was Turner's nacho cheese anniversary. I got the picture of it.
Same.
So
Same.
It came up on Time Hop. Happy because then you went on to we had nachos at that little bar I worked at, and you tried to put your hand under it while it was wrapped from the other nacho cheese.
Yeah,
that was a staged photo, but yeah, I know.
Yeah. I still,
But yeah,
I still don't feel bad about that. Turner,
I don't
do you
either.
have? And actually, I'm gonna start. I feel like I need to start an Instagram and post like some of these pictures that, that we talk about. Yeah, and like this and all that stuff. So stay tuned for that. For now, it'll just go on my personal, which I have no problem with that. So it's at Ohio Stout at OHIOSTOUT. Hi, Charity. And then
Can't hear you. They said hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Matt, do you have final thoughts, my friend?
It's really cool. We finally have a guest. Toni, I think you could be a pretty regular guest. You have so many stories with us. I mean,
For sure.
one of like 5 people who's just.
Yeah, you have just.
I forgot to give Dark Horse Brewery a shout out for the other beers I drank during this.
What's that one?
In Marshall, Michigan. Dark Horse Brewery. When we lived in Lansing, we went there. It's a really cool little place.
Oh yeah, you had one of those. Yeah, you had one of those the last time, I think.
I do a lot of those.
Yeah. I am so pumped with everything and the reactions that we've gotten from these, and I'm really pumped too because Shannon just texted me and she ordered from a wing place. We're gonna have some wings for dinner.
Want to get
Wait,
back?
Will. I have Wedgwood pizza. Will, don't be jealous.
Toni, thank you very much.
This has been our most fun episode so far. It's been great.
Yeah, I can't wait to edit
this.
It brought a little balance to me and Will just being angry and calling at each other.
And then here's bright and shiny Toni.
Yeah. As always, you can hit up my Twitter at Ohio Stout for questions or ideas. People that listen to this that have my phone number, feel free to text me. We're open to criticism. I also post this on Facebook too. You can
share my phone number if you need to.
Well, I didn't want to share that publicly because it goes everywhere. So,
dude, I would love somebody from India to call me. Let's go.
You get calls from India all the time, guys.
Exactly. But I think that's gonna end it. Say bye, everybody.
Everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.